Hey everybody, after a good day in the market, I had, let me turn this off, the sound is working, which is great. I had a question from my dear friend that you all know, Sanjay, who shares with me some great stuff. He asked me a question this morning, which is better, what to buy and how much, etc. So this is for you, Sanjay. It is a Bitcoin versus Tesla out to 2030, those with a 5 to 8 year plan, what it means, where I see them going. Now, I know there's a lot of tension out there in the marketplace. A lot of people are freaking out. A lot of people are disappointed, but still, these are probably the two best assets that I can uncover anywhere on earth. So let's go. A lot of material in here at the very end. I'll show you as well how many you need to be a millionaire by the year 2030 based on a whole bunch of different scenarios. So let's go. Math, money, and freedom. And this is edutainment. This is not financial advice. So the question is, which is best for over the next 8 years? Imagine a boxing ring with Bitcoin versus Tesla. And it's tough because certain scenarios shed one in a good light and another shed another in a good light. And the question is all about risk and allocations and hedging. So first of all, warning, both are very speculative assets. Second, both potentially may not exist in the year 2030. And third, do your own research. This is edutainment, as I mentioned before. So the other thing as well, important to know, I always share my holdings, my disclosure. I'm very open, very transparent. So in full disclosure, this is exactly what my bags looked like a week ago. And you can see here, I am basically 80% Bitcoin in my crypto portfolio, and I'm basically 80% Tesla in my equities portfolio. The next biggest equity is Google, and then MicroStrategy. That's how it works. So please, that's what I own. And I've never once been accused of shilling Tesla or Bitcoin. But somehow I am the Solana shill. So just for those people who think I'm a Solana shill, my ETH bag is a lot bigger than my Solana bag. And I slay any crypto as hard, or any asset. If Tesla screws up, if Bitcoin screws up, if Ethereum screws up, I will point it out because I do this for you all. Okay, so I just want to get off my little soapbox and go a little bit further. Always remember as well, wear your tap dancing shoes, because who knows, my Tesla thesis could change tomorrow in a heartbeat, or Bitcoin. Remember, be in a position to move fast if your thesis changes. Okay, let's jump in. 3 scenarios for each. You got your bear, your bull, and your expected scenario. And again, I've been doing price prediction models for Bitcoin since about 2018, 2019, and back in 2019, my price prediction for Bitcoin was about 113,000 by the year 2030. Wow, a lot has changed since then. Anyway, let's dig into the 3 valuations models we have for Bitcoin in 2030. I have my gold thesis, which is a new one. I have the IA model of models, which is all my models, all my favorite models, and models of experts out there. And then my conservative bear case. So you can see how you can build up your plan based on these different scenarios. And trust me, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours have gone into these numbers. So first of all, the Bitcoin bear case in 2030 is now $576,389. So not bad from where we are today. That's basically a 20x, give or take a couple of dollars, which is a huge return. But still, it is a moving target. Things change all the time. Adoption changes, networks changes, competition changes, etc. So bear that in mind. The digital gold store of value valuation narrative is very, very important. And here, a lot of people, all the top experts in the place, do look at this as a core market valuation method. So if you look, what I did here was I took the market cap of gold today. It's about 11.7 trillion. I calculated the percentage of the market cap of Bitcoin divided by the market cap of gold. You get about 4.82%, and you get the price of Bitcoin. Now, the market cap of gold is going to go up over time. I assumed anywhere between 8 and 12%, depending on the year. So we could have a market cap of gold about 26 trillion, which is nearly basically just over 2x from where we are today over the next 8 years. Now, when you take that and you calculate back different scenarios of the market cap of Bitcoin as a percentage of gold, I have 3 different scenarios. One is 39.3%, call it 40%. The other one is 60%, and the other one is 100%. Remember, the adoption of Bitcoin is faster than that of the internet and that of mobile phones right now. And therefore, due to Metcalfe's law, this is completely believable. So even just taking the 40% market cap of gold, that'll bring the Bitcoin price to about $514,815. Remember as well, there will be about 20.5 million Bitcoin that will be minted by the year 2030. And there'll only be 500,000 left for the next 110 years after that. The 60% analysis is about 785, call it 800,000. And mapping to the exact market cap of gold, you get a Bitcoin price of about $1.3 million. So you can consider those bear case 514 and the expected value 785 and the bull case 1.3 million, just from the SOV store value concept. So next one is, here we are. This is the model of models where I took some of my favorite models. I've got the Metcalfe model. We've built multiple Metcalfe models, but this one is a more conservative one. It's 3.4 million. Yes, I know it sounds crazy. Fidelity, 1 million, but they have a lot higher than that in the year 2037. I won't even mention that number because it'll melt people's minds. And then the Greg Foss model, which he will not give a date for when he believes it'll hit it, but around 2.14 million. That's just taking a percentage of the world's assets. Then my bond EV model, 1.178 million, and the ARK, 1.1 million. That gives you an expected value of about 1.557 by the year 2030. So that's that. I had a small little technical problem. This was not working for a second. Okay, next model is the combination of all. So I've got my bear case 576, expected case 785, and the model of models 1557. So take with that as you please, but this is a summary of all the best kind of models and approaches you have in the marketplace. Let's switch gears and talk about Tesla for a second. Here we've got the Tesla bear case, the expected case, both from me, and the bull case from me, but I've also inserted the ARK Invest expected case. And I know Cathie Wood and ARK is not very popular right now. In fact, a lot of people aren't very popular right now, but that's just the nature of this market. But we will rebound. Just look at the action today in some of the big names. I mean, crazy. Bitcoin shot down and up, 6% in less than 3 hours. So let's just jump in. Let's talk about the Tesla bear scenario. I took the existing earnings per share today, mapped it out with very, very conservative growth rates, with very, very conservative PE ratios, calculated the Tesla price based on the number of outstanding shares growing by a certain percentage every year. And you can see the market cap by the year 2030 could go to a $6 trillion market cap, but that equates to a price per share of about $3,879. Hold on, but that is still a very, very impressive performance. Let's look at the expected scenario. This is my expected scenario. I do believe there will be robo-taxis and full FSD by the year 2030. In fact, a lot sooner. And because of that, I believe the price is $7,381. Same methodology, but this is heavily, heavily sandbagged. And it doesn't include their energy business, their robots, and a whole bunch of other new products out there. Again, they have a absolute dominance of the EV car manufacturing. I don't expect anybody to come close to them for the next 7 years. So the next 8 years will be pretty impressive. Now let's look at the Tesla ARK expected value scenario. This one will blow your socks off. Price in 2030 per ARK Invest is $22,000 per share. This is their expected price. And again, when you look at my numbers compared to theirs, reminder, 7,381 versus 22,000, they are a lot higher than me. And then my bull scenario is at 14,680, which includes full robo-taxis, FSD, robots, and a whole bunch of other good stuff running around, basically. Robots replacing humans in menial tasks, coffee shops, factories, etc. And AI as a service, all of that other good stuff is baked into this. Again, that 14,680 is a lot less than ARK's 22,000, but still, that's a huge return. That's more than 20x from today's prices. So imagine buying a stock and it goes up 20x in 8 years. It's pretty spectacular. And I have absolute confidence in doing this. So conclusion, before I say absolute confidence, I have to insert a couple of conclusions here. This is the fun part. First of all, before I say, again, remember the beginning, everything can go to zero. So we don't know, but the different scenarios, I got my Tesla bear, my Bitcoin bear. You can see here, the return on investment for Tesla about 454% under my bear case. And bear case for Bitcoin is nearly 2,000%. And you can see Bitcoin versus Tesla delta is the Bitcoin investment I expect will be 4 times better than Tesla, but Tesla is still mind-blowing, even under the bear situation. And the number of tokens, Bitcoin tokens, you need to be a millionaire in 2030, under my bear case is 1.73. And the total number of Tesla shares to be a millionaire in 2030 is 257. Next up is the bull situation. Here we've got Tesla going to $14,680 a share. You got Bitcoin going to 1.55 million. The multiple between Tesla and Bitcoin is 2.64x. That means Bitcoin outperforms Tesla by 2.6 times, which is still very, very good. And the number you need to be a millionaire in 2030, Tesla shares, 68 shares today, and Bitcoin, 0.64 tokens, 2/3 of a token. You know, I always talk about being a whole coiner. And for those whole coiners here, if you were looking at my bull scenario or my ARK scenario, you are in very, very good shape for 2030. Now, Tesla expected scenario, 2030, 7,381. You need 135 shares to be a millionaire. And Bitcoin expected is about 785. You need about 1.27 tokens to be a millionaire. And then the ARK expected is 22,000 for Tesla. You need 45 shares to be a millionaire. And Bitcoin ARK, you need 0.91 Bitcoin to be a millionaire. And the delta between the ARK, Tesla, and Bitcoin is really, really close. It's 121%. So basically, they expect the performance of Tesla to nearly map the performance of Bitcoin, which is very interesting when you think about it that way. Again, if ARK is right, we'll all be very happy. So let's talk about conclusion number 2. Very important to know as well. I believe in August 2022, there'll be a stock split. It'll be a 5-for-1. So if you go back to that 45 shares you need on the previous slide here, let me zoom into it. Where would I say it? Yeah, under the ARK, 45 shares. Technically, when they split 5-for-1, you only need 10 shares to get there. So that'll be exciting. I know the shares are expensive, but after the split, they'll be cheaper, but they'll probably roll up again like it did last time. Now, next thing, conclusion number 3, all roads lead to Bitcoin, but to have a hedge is to gain an edge. That's my new latest motto, everybody. Remember, there's a reason I do things in thirds. Your real estate, your disruptive equities, and your Bitcoin. They are my 3 big bags. Always have an edge. Always have a hedge, so you have an edge, okay? And finally, there's always, just a reminder, I mentioned at the beginning, I mentioned it again, there's always a 1% chance that things could crash hard and go to zero. You never know. Heaven forbid something could happen to Elon Musk, or something could happen to the double spend problem within Bitcoin. Who knows? But keep in mind, that's why you have a hedge. That's why you own multiple winning assets. So if one does blow up, you're still good for the other one. So with that, everybody, hope you enjoyed it. Sanjay, hope you can make a good decision out of this with some of this information from all the different parties and all our numbers. And I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks all. Have a good day.